Hello, and welcome to a Tech Whiz video. Today, this video is going to cover how to manage the wireless networks or Wi-Fi on your Mac. First, we will cover how to change the order of your networks. Second, we will cover how to add a new network. And lastly, we will discuss how to remove networks. To begin, we'll click on the wireless icon in the menu bar and scroll down to Open Network Preferences. Click on that, and that'll bring you to the network preferences. Now I'm just going to quickly show you two other ways to get in here in case you don't have the wireless icon in your menu bar. A second way would be to locate the System Preferences icon in your dock. Click on that, and then click on Network. As you can see, that's the network preferences, just like we got into the first time. Now the last way, again, kind of redundant once we get there, but click the Apple icon, System Preferences, and again, Network. Okay, so now that we're in the network preferences, let's start by discussing the order of networks, how to change them. Now the reason you might want to do that is you may have, let's say, a mobile hotspot that you connect to on occasion, but a situation where, let's say, if you're at home, you want to connect to your home network rather than your mobile hotspot. Now to do this, and to do all of these settings, we simply need to click on the advanced, but hold on, before we get there, I just want to show, in case you did not have the wireless icon up here in the menu bar, this is how that's turned off. If you just tick that, as you can see, it's now gone, and I'll just click it again, and it's back. So in case you accidentally turned that off at some point in the past, that's how to get it back. Now we're going to go ahead and click Advanced so that we can modify these settings. Okay. Now South Zone is a network that is my mobile hotspot. So as you can see, this is literally the order that it's going to try to connect to these networks. So if South Zone is in range, it'll try to connect there first. If not, Morris Network, that's my home network, it'll try to connect to that. If it's not in range, it'll attempt this one. And lastly, this one. So it's actually not my preference to have my Mac connect to my mobile hotspot first. If my home network's in range, I would prefer it to connect to that one. So it's as simple as clicking and dragging, and I'm going to click Morris Network to the top of the list, and then I can lock in that selection by clicking OK and then Apply. And then I'll just drop back in there, and as you can see, Morris Network is now at the top of the list. So in other words, when I'm home, it's going to try to connect to my home network first. If it does not detect that one, it will attempt my mobile hotspot. And you can totally change these just by clicking and dragging, moving up and down, setting them basically in the order that you would prefer them to connect. So that's the preferred network list and how to change the priority and which network it attempts first, second, and so forth. So now let's go into adding a network. To add a network, you simply click the plus button. It's going to ask you for the network name. Now this, you could add a network if you were not in range. That's how you would have to do it. But if the network's in range, then the easiest way to do this is to simply click on Show Networks. It's going to display a list of the networks that are within range. And at my house, I run a 5 gigahertz network and a 2.4 gigahertz network. The 5 gigahertz is the network that was in the list previously, but I'm going to go ahead and add my 2.4 gigahertz network as well. So I see that here. It's just called Morris Network 2. I'm going to click Join. And I'm going to go ahead and type in my password. And there it's been added to the list. It's been added to the bottom of the list, which is, again, not my preference. I would actually prefer that if it's within range, that it connect to it in this order. I want it to try the 5 gigahertz network first. If it can't connect to that for whatever reason, it'll attempt the 2.4 gigahertz network. If it can't connect to that for any reason, then it'll try my mobile hotspot. To lock in those settings, I'm just going to click OK and Apply. Go back in, and those network settings are now locked in. So that's the order again that it's going to connect. Now, if yours is much more, if you have a lot more networks in this list than what I have here, these are all networks that I would ordinarily keep, but just for the purposes of this demonstration, I will show you in case, you've connected to quite a lot of networks. You can actually remove a network just by highlighting that network and clicking the minus button. Now, if you want to delete multiple at the same time, like I say, if you've connected to just a ton and this is very cluttered and a lot of these networks you're never going to connect to again, you can hold down the command key and click more. So I'm going to go ahead and delete both my mobile hotspot and my 2.4 gigahertz network just for demonstration purposes. And then I'll click that minus button. And it's going to ask me your Mac and other devices using, yada, yada, yada. I want to apply to all because I just want it to delete both of those without it. Basically, it's going to ask me individually, do I want to remove Morris Network 2? If I clicked remove without clicking this apply to all, then it would ask me South Zone, do you want to remove? And so, depending on how many networks you've selected, it's more beneficial just to click apply to all. So I'm going to click remove, and those are gone. To lock that in, okay, apply, and there you have it. Please like my video, subscribe, share, and you have a great day.